on this edition of Medium at Heart. What is main character energy and how does it apply here in the earthly realm and to those who've crossed over? Lots to talk about today. Hi there, I'm Angela.
Hi, I'm Annette.
My sister Annette is the medium.
My sister Angela does everything else.
You did not need to say that, but thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Very good. I pretty much bring like the food, the cookies today on set are just delicious cookies that I remember having around the house as we were kids. These are these double fudge Italian cookies, which lately I've developed such a love for.
I mean, what's better than, there's nothing better than chocolate and butter.
Chocolate and butter.
Yes.
That's life's magic is chocolate and butter and flowers. We love having flowers on the set. And the reason we like to bring food and flowers on the set is because it reminds us of our loved ones who've crossed over. It also makes our experience here more lovely.
Absolutely, it does.
That's
It's
a feel
fun.
good.
For me, it is.
Yeah.
For sure. Walking into a bakery is definitely a feel good. And the smell.
You know, Annette, we're such sisters.
I know.
Because one of the feel goods at the end of every episode, we talk about feel goods, which we'll do today. But I just want to mention right up front that when Annette and I discover a new bakery, it is like we won the lottery. It's a new bakery.
Yeah. I don't even text you. I call you.
Yeah. Then you know it's really important.
Or an Italian place.
Oh, and it's our Italian food
Yes.
place. We love that.
Yeah.
So today I thought I brought this to you and I said, can we talk about main character energy? Main character energy is a term that I connect with. I love movies. I love watching movies. I love cinema. I like writing movies. So main character energy to me is just a great definition of a way to live your life that's really empowered. And from Annette's perspective, there is a lot of main character energy on the other side.
Absolutely. Just like here. It is a power, right? You're powerful. So I had a reading recently. And this woman had a few people that she had in mind that she wanted to hear from. And about 3 people came through, but this one guy, very strong energy, but not only strong energy, I felt as though he was very strong in life in being who he was and not worrying about it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Like being his authentic self. Like I felt that, and he made his way right up to the front. And she was grateful that she was able to hear from him because it's her brother. But he was very strong I felt him very close to me, and the signs that he was giving me, it was like very close. So at one point during the reading, he held up his hands and he would put it like in my face, and he would go and he would show me both sides, and he would say, tell her, look, see, they're not, look at my hands now, look at my hands now. So I told her this energy, and as she was laughed and cried, she said, the day before he passed, his hands were very swollen. I said, you have to go to the doctor. He didn't, but it was important for him to show her, look, my hands are okay now.
Wow.
Yes. But he was, and we discussed him further, and he had a lot more to say, but you could tell he was the person, and still is, true to himself.
This is the gift of life when you can be true to yourself, like our dad said. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Be you.
Be you.
I think when people come to you, or I should ask, when people ask you about a reading, because from this podcast we want to welcome our new Medium at Heart community members and those of you who've been with us from the beginning. We thank all of you. When you get approached about doing a reading, does someone usually say that there is someone specific that they want to connect with?
Yes, they do. There's usually one person that they really want to hear from, and I don't control who comes through for them. However, most of the time, the person they want to hear from will come through, because if they don't come through right away, I'll ask the heavens to, send this person through for them. They may not be the first person to speak, but my goal is to at least have them to be the last person to speak in the reading.
Oh, that's so
But
nice.
a lot of people want to hear just from one specific friend, sibling, parent, one person.
And then you will have that person who's really wanting to come through. I know you've told stories about, wait, I have someone here who's like making their way to the front of the line.
Yes, and it's interesting because when somebody wants to hear from someone and perhaps they were quiet in life, the person who has the stronger presence will come through first and sort of start it off. And then the other
Nice.
person it's like they're opening the door for them. Like, come on. That's how I tell people. Like your grandmother opened the door and now come on up. Here's the person you want to talk to.
Oh, that's so powerful. But I'm sure when people, even if somebody wanted to hear from someone specific and that didn't happen for them right away or during that particular reading, it's still meaningful to have that kind of connection from someone that maybe was unexpected.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And a lot of people will say, but I didn't know them here. And I'd say, that's okay.
Wow.
That's okay if you didn't know them here. Let's just hear what they have to say. And then they'll get validation. And it may be a message for their loved ones here, maybe a message for their mom or their dad or their sibling. But this person wants to come through first, help out the others to come up and give a message. And then usually they step back.
I do want to talk about validation because we do use that word a lot here at Medium at Heart and the stories, and we've had guests on and they use the word validation. What does that sound like?
So that's what I mainly focus on during readings because I find that people find the most comfort in knowing that their loved ones are around. So when I'm doing a reading and it's not face to face, it's over the phone. The other side loves to work with colors because I feel like colors are creative and they're powerful. So I'll say, okay, well, you're looking at something of this color, or you're wearing this color, and so on and so forth. And then they'll talk about the goings on in their life that obviously I would have no idea, and that's validation. I think
Okay.
validation is one of the best parts. I think it's just so peaceful, and they feel so good knowing that they're in a safe place.
Knowing their loved one is very close to them,
Yes.
is around them.
Yes.
Okay, so main character energy. That is something that I think you can acquire. I think you can flex that muscle, that main character energy muscle, just like you said, Annette, about the reading with the gentleman who in life really knew who he was and was able to live his most authentic life. And then when he crossed over, he was that same energy.
Yes. You've heard people say, oh, they're full of life.
Yeah.
That was he. You could just feel like he was here. And of course, they're going to come in a way where the other person recognizes them. But yeah, I think they're the same. Well, okay, there are situations when they're not. Some people aren't very nice here.
Yes.
But when they cross over, then their energy is peace. When they're at peace, it is different, peaceful in that way. But when what we're talking about now is,
Yeah.
it's the same. I think we should all be full of life and just, what, too? I don't think we should care so much what people think. And that, I think, goes hand in hand with being your authentic self, right? Your true self.
Your main character
Your
energy.
main character. I love that saying.
I like it too because you've talked about people who have big personalities when you do the readings, and I just thought, well, we have that here too. We can be the main character in our own lives. I just think it's so important. I think it's something we're always all working on. Some people have it. That's it. They're done. They're good.
Yes.
They live their most authentic lives. They do not live by other people's opinions, thoughts. They are truly comfortable with who they are and they are completely in alignment. But, we talk about how do you get there? And one of the things that you suggested is imagination meditation, which I have been doing.
I love imagination meditation. I'm glad you're doing it.
Yes, I really enjoy it and it's very relaxing. So imagination meditation works for me because my brain is a very busy place. It's hard for me to quiet my brain and just kind of think of nothing. But imagination meditation brings a lot of your senses into it, colors and things that make you feel really good. But tell us again, what is imagination meditation and how we can apply it to help our lives along?
So I started when, meditation is so important in your life, right? They say you have to meditate even if it's just 10 minutes a day. Well, it was a challenge for me, again, like you said, to quiet my mind because I was thinking about just everything. I would stay quiet for a minute or two. So imagination meditation is where you find a place where you can sit that's peaceful. And you just imagine in your mind anything that that makes you feel good. It could be a memory from the past. It could be something upcoming. It could be something now. It could be something you want to manifest. Anything that feels good, just imagine it. And then what I do is when I imagine it, I put all the things I like around it. So like I would put, like, let's say I'm imagining, oh, I'm on vacation. I'm in a beach. I'm on a beach. Now I see the water. And then to my right, I see beautiful, like it could be, you know, beautiful flowers, or it could be the sun setting or anything. And then it could be palm trees with lights.
Oh,
Like I
nice.
add to
Yeah.
it because it feels so good.
You're creating it.
You're
You're creating
creating
your
it, and you're
world.
also quieting your mind like meditation from all of the other stresses of the day.
Well, I know this is something that you practice not only as a medium, but just as Annette.
Well, I practiced doing exactly what we're doing now years ago. And here we are. I think we're our authentic selves right now.
Yeah, it feels really
And
good.
yeah.
I love that term, main character energy. So I made some notes about it. I just wanted to share that one of the things that I've started to do to harness this main character energy is to be comfortable with pauses in conversations and in silence. And here's what I mean by that. Sometimes in life you tend to just want to fill the silence, or you're not sure that you want to do something but you say yes anyway just because, for whatever reason. Maybe you just feel like you need to say yes to someone or a situation that isn't really authentically you. What I've been doing is I've been harnessing my main character energy and saying, let me think about that. Let me think about that. And you give yourself that time to say, what is it that I really want to do?
Yeah.
Don't rush in to say yes. Be the main character in your own life. You're creating your own narrative kind of all day long. In all of your interactions, you have an opportunity to create your narrative, to be the main character in your life. And so that's just something I felt like I wanted to share today because it's a journey that I'm on.
I think it's a great journey. I think everybody should do it.
Yes, and I learned from you when you talk about your readings and what people derive from your readings. And sometimes to be able to harness your most authentic self, validation from the other side, it does go a long way.
Oh, yes, it does.
It really helps in
does.
that process.
And a lot of people need confirmation and validation, like you said, about, do I make this? They'll come to me and say, this is what I really want to do, but I don't know. And then when the other side validates it, they just feel so much better about it.
Yeah, because there were people in our lives, may not be on the earth in the earthly world with us anymore, but people in our lives who've crossed over who have been a source of advice and encouragement and guidance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's where it kind of all intersects.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Okay, loved ones, we would love for you to follow Medium at Heart. Our podcast is on YouTube. We would love you to subscribe. That really helps us so very, very much. We are on Spotify. Please do follow us on Spotify, and then you'll get alerted when there's new episodes. So we would love that. We are also on Instagram and Facebook, and my sister makes sure we're on TikTok. You're very good with TikTok.
Oh, thank you.
And then we have an email. If you want to email us, we are at mediumatheart@gmail.com. We love hearing your stories and also any questions that you have. We would be more than happy to answer your questions about what Annette does, how she does it. We know there's a lot of curiosity around that. Ben, producer Ben, do you have any questions for us today?
Ooh, questions for you. Yes. All right. So I had Yes, I had a question for Annette. This was something I was thinking of. Annette, have you ever ran into someone? Have you ever met someone that also has this gift but didn't know it yet?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, actually, I have many a times. And I'll say to them, wow, you're very intuitive. I can feel it. I can feel you have something. In fact, one person I ran into, younger than me, we worked together, and you just know, you just feel it. And I said, okay, we need to work on this. And we just did it at work here and there. So I sort of mentored her through it. And now it's great. Now it's funny because if I want to know something, I'll literally text her and say, is it yes or no? And she'll be able to help me too. But yeah, you can, You can tell. I think more and more people, I think, also are interested in it, practicing it. I think we all have it to an extent.
Yeah, it's just we haven't unlocked it yet,
Yes, you
maybe, or
have to.
something, or you just don't know.
Yeah, you have to practice it. If you want to get good at something, what do? You practice it.
I couldn't agree more. Now, has that so it kind of turned into like a mentorship, I
Yes,
guess,
it
right?
did.
Right? Is that like does it make your does it make the aura stronger? Does it make something like the combination of you two? Does that
Like Wonder Twin powers activate.
Yeah, I mean, I think
not like, but I'm serious. I like,
Wonder Twin
like,
powers activate.
I think if we walked into a room together, or if I was in a room with a lot of, people who had this ability, it's a strong sense. So there's very few, here's a good story. There's few people that I go to for readings. Everybody has their people. So one time I went into the room and this woman did cards. And I sat down and Uncle Tony had come through for me, promised one of the cards, and it wasn't even on the edge of the table. Even I would have been like, oh, it was on the edge of the table. Flew off the side of the table, and she said, okay, I've never had that happen before, but you're very powerful. As soon as I walked in, she goes, wow, you're very powerful. You could just feel it.
Oh, I love that. That's cool. That's a cool story.
That was a
That
good
is
story.
cool.
So anytime I go, they're like, they know immediately. They say, why are you coming to me? I say, because I don't know anything for myself. I have to come to you.
So that's a great question, Ben. I love that. So let us know what's on your mind, and do become a part of the Medium at Heart community. As we said before, it's really important that you are here with us and for us, and we're all in this together. I mean, the game of life, right? We're all in this together. Life is a team sport. So we would love for you to subscribe and follow. And Annette, you had something to say.
Make sure you do your imagination meditation. Enjoy it. Get lost in it as long as it feels good. It works, and you feel really good. That's a feel good too.
I think that's it for us today. We'll leave it on that. And we'll see you during our next episode. And thank you for being here.